Sunfire. Sunfire, also known as Sunfire the Golden, was a male dragon ridden by King Aegon II Targaryen. The three-headed Targaryen dragon in the arms of Aegon was made golden to honor Sunfire. Youth. Sunfire's egg hatched on Dragonstone. Although his exact year of birth has not been stated, he was described as being a young dragon in 120 AC and 129 AC. Sunfire is known to have been older than Targaryen. Although it is unknown when exactly Prince Aegon Targaryen claimed Sunfire as his mount, he is known to have been claimed by the prince by 120 AC. Rook's Rest. King Aegon II Targaryen rode Sunfire during the Dance of the Dragons, the civil war fought between the Greens of Aegon and the Blacks of his half-sister, Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen. Ser Criston Cole, Aegon's Hand of the King, lured Princess Rhaenys Targaryen and her dragon, Molaise, into a trap in the battle at Rook's Rest, one of the first major battles of the war, in 129 AC. While Molaise was burning Criston's army of Greens besieging the castle, Aegon and his younger brother, Prince Aemon Targaryen, appeared on their own dragons, Sunfire and Vhagar, and the three beasts fought 1,000 feet above the field. When Molaise closed her jaws around Sunfire's neck, Vhagar fell upon them from above, causing the three dragons to fall to the earth. Although Vhagar rose unscathed, Molaise was slain and Sunfire had one wing half torn from his body. King Aegon, grievously injured and burned from the encounter, was taken to King's Landing to recuperate. Unable to fly and too huge and heavy to be moved, Sunfire remained near Rook's Rest to allow him time to heal. Criston stationed men near the dragon to guard him. At first, the dragon fed on the burned carcasses of the slain soldiers, but after those were gone, Criston's men brought Sunfire calves and sheep to eat. When Waelys Mutun, Lord of Maidenpool, reconquered Rook's Rest from Aegon II's forces, he led his bravest men to Sunfire, hoping to slay the dragon. Enraged by the attacks upon him, Sunfire fought back with his tail and flames, killing 70 of his attackers, including Waelys. Within a fortnight of the attack, Sunfire had disappeared. Although his wing had healed in an awkward angle, Sunfire had recovered enough from his battle with Molaise to fly once again. Ser Byron Swan was killed in an attempt to slay a dragon during the war, although sources vary as to which dragon he faced. Septon Eustace wrote that Byron desired to kill Sunfire, but Archmaester Gildane expresses doubt because the golden dragon had gone missing from Rook's Rest. Dragonstone. Lord Larry Strong helped King Aegon II Targaryen escape the capital during the fall of King's Landing to the Blacks of Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen, and the king then hid in a remote fishing village on the Isle of Dragonstone. According to the Crabs and Brune, Sunfire hid in the dark piney woods and caves of Crackclaw Point before eventually making his way to Dragonstone. Gildane conjectured of a primal instinct for Sunfire returned to his birthplace, or urged to rejoin his rider, Aegon. Some even suggested that Sunfire was able to feel Aegon II's urgent need of him. Because of Sunfire's difficulty flying, Mushroom claimed the dragon was a great golden fire-breathing chicken. Sailors on Nessaria observed two dragons, one of them with golden scales, fighting near the Dragonmont, and the partially devoured corpse of a wild dragon, the Grey Ghost, was then found near the mountain's base. Ser Robert Quince, Castellan of Dragonstone, assumed that the Grey Ghost had been killed by the cannibal. Intrigued by the mention of the golden scales, however, the disguised Aegon ventured forth with Ser Marston Waters, Tom Tanglebeard, and Tom Tangletongue, and the party found Sunfire in a hidden lair on the Dragonmont. Aegon flew upon Sunfire every day, regaining strength, while the two Toms and Marston sought supporters to help Aegon take Dragonstone from Rhaenyra. Ser Alfred Broom aided in the fall of Dragonstone to Aegon's Greens. Lady Baela Targaryen evaded capture, however, and reached her green dragon, Moondancer. When Aegon victoriously flew a still-injured Sunfire to the castle, Moondancer rose to meet him. Although younger and smaller, Moondancer was quicker than Sunfire. Moondancer raked Sunfire's side and attacked his malformed wing, but she was then blinded by a blast of Sunfire's golden flames. The colliding dragons crashed into the ground, where the larger Sunfire killed his younger adversary. Aegon broke both of his legs jumping clear, and Baela was taken captive by the Greens. The battle with Moondancer left Sunfire even more injured than he had been before. He was covered in fresh scars along his back, had huge wounds along his neck and scabs on his belly, and had lost his right eye. No longer able to fly, Sunfire remained in the outer yard where he had fallen, feeding first on the carcass of Moondancer and later on slaughtered sheep. Aegon had Grand Maester Girardi strangled and disemboweled, allowing Sunfire to feast upon the legs and innards. Aegon had the maester's head and upper torso put on display at Dragonstone's gatehouse to welcome Rhaenyra for her eventual return, as the queen had fled King's Landing after the storming of the Dragon Pit. Death. When the Violent brought Rhaenyra Targaryen to Dragonstone on the 22nd day of the 10th moon of 130 AC, she was taken captive by Ser Alfred Broom and the Greens. Rhaenyra laughed when she saw the crippled Sunfire. Aegon chose to feed his half-sister to his dragon, and it is said that Sunfire only reacted to Rhaenyra after her breast was pricked by Alfred's dagger, with the smell of her blood rousing the dragon. Sunfire bathed her in a blast of flame before closing his jaws around her arm and shoulder. Sunfire devoured Rhaenyra in 6 bites, leaving only her left leg below the shin. Prince Aegon the Younger was forced to watch his mother die, and Elinda Massey allegedly gouged out her eyes in horror. Although King Aegon II initially hoped that Sunfire might recover enough to fly once again, the dragon weakened and eventually refused to eat. He died from his stinking wounds on the 9th day of the 12th moon of 130. A weeping Aegon ordered that the captive Baela Targaryen be executed, but he was convinced to spare her life to avoid angering House Valerion. Aegon II returned to King's Landing to rule precariously. He sent for dragon eggs from Dragonstone, hoping for a new Sunfire, prouder and fiercer than the last, but was unable to hatch one. Aegon the Elder was soon assassinated by poison and succeeded by Aegon the Younger, who ruled as Aegon III Targaryen. Appearance. Sunfire had gleaming gold scales, which shone like beaten gold in the sunlight, and pale pink wing membranes. His flames were golden as well. According to Archmaester Gildane, Sunfire was the most beautiful dragon ever seen in the known world. Huge and heavy, the splendid Sunfire was a formidable fighter despite his youth. Known dragon riders of Sunfire. King Aegon II Targaryen.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.